Welcome back to MKE Gadgets. Before we get into today's video, please support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. I received this gift from a subscriber and a friend. His dad was a tool and die maker and served an apprenticeship in the early 40s. He passed away about 30 years ago, and different family members have had this box in their possession since then. Knowing that I like tools, and he had no use for it, he gave it to me as a gift. So today we're going to do a tell and show of this man's toolbox. It's very interesting and very personal because you're going into this man's toolbox who had at work for many years. And he has some personal items in there that we'll have to set aside. But it's kind of neat that he touched these tools and he bought them. He saved his money and bought some beautiful tools that are still very valuable today. So this is a wooden box, 2 clasps in the front and 1 on each side. So I really haven't opened this box up yet. So let's take a look what's in store. Let's start with the very top, a plastic protractor and various conversion charts. Some of these are pretty old, and I've never seen any of them. That's a union contract book from the early 80s, and all kinds of conversion charts that he used in his everyday job. A U.S. map, 1976, the year of the bicentennial. Welding cap, handle for the toolbox, some 30-year-old Band-Aids. This is a tap lock for getting your taps to go straight. Looks very homemade. I'm sure this was an apprentice project. Cigar pipe filters. Some Bear aspirin in glass. That is pretty cool. A pen light. With a battery brand I never heard of before. I'll put some new batteries in there and see if that works. This looks like part of a, looks like this was cut off the bottom of a blueprint. It has decimal equivalents, twist drill letter sizes, number sizes, and tells you how to solve triangles. A Norton Stone Starrett scriber sleeve, complete. Looks like that's in great shape. A scriber base. I bet we'll find the rest of this inside the box. You got to have some roll aids. Very old tap handle. Look how the knurl is worn off on that. Boy, is that beautiful looking. No manufacturer on there. Just think how many times this tap handle was used. Divider. I don't see a maker mark on there. This is pretty old. Looks like the tips are replaceable. These wrenches were probably used together, so he kept them chained together. That way they wouldn't be lost. Complete set of miniature tools with handle. Made in Japan. I wonder when the last time this was opened up. Oh, look at that. I wonder if this was a gift. A little wrench, little adjustable wrench, a hammer, some screwdriver, and a handle. You don't see many things made in Japan anymore. One of my favorites, machinist handbooks. Here's an old drawing. Look at that date. July 11th, 1945. Where were you? In his own handwriting. Is that beautiful? I wonder how many times he pulled this out for reference. The 11th edition, I always look to see what year this was printed. 1941. I wonder how many times he used this handbook for reference. It's kind of eerie going through this, but it's also a great honor to have been given this box from his family. Something I will cherish and use. Let's go through the drawers one by one. The drawer pulls are beautiful, look like they're brass. They have a little ring to pull out. I don't know if you can see that with the reflection. Last word, Universal Test Indicator, Starrett Company. And look at this beautiful test indicator. The velvet's still in good shape. Still works. Wonder what year this was made. This is beautiful. With the case and arm. Here's some pieces of a compass. Oh no, these are little dividers. Oh my gosh, I have never seen some dividers so small for scribing lines. Never seen anything so small or delicate like this. And it says in there Germany, and you can see that. Germany. A stone. Nail file. Tweezers. Just think how many chips he pulled out of his fingers with these. Two-sided mirror. Great for indicating in. Various razor blades. Another tweezers. Machinists always had tweezers in their box for removing chips. Razor blades. Some taps. Looks like some high-speed burrs, a fingernail clipper, ball bearings, various inserts, and that's only the first drawer. Of the narrow drawers, this is the thickest and the heaviest, which can only mean good things. Various twist drills. Radius gauge set. Beautiful. Eye loop. You always had one of these, especially as you got older. Oh, this is an old looking die grinder. I don't see a manufacturer on here. I wonder if this is, I wonder if this goes with those wrenches we found in the top box. There's two flats here. And then you got this spanner wrench that goes in there. This is beautiful. Wow. Very nice. Various high-speed steel lathe cutting tools. Interesting. Here's two stamps. This looks like a homemade arbor for the die grinder. Well, maybe not. Carbide tip burr. An old scribe. I can't get this apart right now. I don't want to wreck it. Lufkin and Company scribe. A few Allen wrenches. Acid brush. You're always using that to brush chips away. A homemade square. Interesting, has two different man's initials on it, and not the initials of the owner of the box. Look at this drawer of goodies. I always like to see what's in these boxes. Some set screws and some indicator parts. These must have been some kind of setting blocks. They look like 1 inch. Various punches and scribes. This scribe nice, kind of rotates on you. Really small set of dividers. Lufkin Company. And the end was so small, he put a bigger piece on there. Just customizing himself. Layout pen. Alligator clips, copper. These are always nice for little clamps. Starrett number 6. Thread pitch gauge. A couple Starrett fishtails for setting up your lathe for do threading. Feeler gauge sets. Lufkin telescoping gauges. Watch this. Wonder when the last time that was opened. Tweezers, again. You're always pulling chips out of your fingers. Part of a 12-inch scale. Sometimes you need a smaller scale to get into tight corners. Various files and punches. Next drawer is kind of heavy. Various files, miniature files. Taps. Starrett dividers. He must have done a lot of layout work. No name dividers. The old-fashioned compass with a pencil. More taps. Razor blade holder. Little cardboard box. Oh, here we go. Here's a 1-inch standard from setting your micrometers. And some little keychain pieces. I'm sure there's a story behind that while they're there. Here's some 19 cents red lead. That must be for the various layout tools he has. 2 Starrett micrometers, a 1 to 2 and a 2 to 3. A few Allen wrenches, a reamer, a few keys. This is the old can opener like they used in the war. I don't know if you can read that. It says U.S. Speaker 1960. I wonder if that was a manufacturer in the year it was made. Maybe he kept this in his toolbox for opening soup cans for lunch. Okay, the first of the bigger drawers. You got to have a trig conversion book. Machinist Practical Guides. This was probably a giveaway from the Morrison Drill Company. And here it says 1935. 45 degree and a 36 degree angle plates. Look to be homemade. Maybe apprentice projects. Narrow stone. This is neat. A tin cigarette box with some more stones in there. Various files, reamers, 1/2-inch reamer, homemade punch, scissors, a few calipers. This is round with a flatness, so you can do grooves. This is a cute little one. Bigger Starrett one. Smaller inside one. These are nice to have, the Morphodite ones. Morphodite ones are nice because you can hook them on the edge and scribe a line parallel. Here's part of that gauge we found on the top. There's 2 rods in here that go with the gauge that we found on the top. I knew we would find the rest of that. Another heavy drawer. Various pencils. Starrett inside micrometer set with the different rods in there. A well-used comb. 12-inch Starrett ruler with the combination square and the centering head. Various scribes. More files. Some homemade jack stands. Probably apprenticeship project. Very worn 6-inch scale. And this is really cool. I have never held one of these in my hand, but here is an airman's name on it. He's got a little bird going tweet, tweet. And this is a center indicator. You'd hold this part here in a lathe tool holder, and you put that into the center of a shaft, and you rotate it, and that far end would wiggle how much it was out. This is a throwback to the day before test indicators. I wonder how old this thing is. Here's just a point. You probably put that in a lathe for centering too. And now the very last drawer. Some more pencils. A very worn Craftsman 6-inch scale with conversions on the back and the front for drill and tap size. A tap handle, probably homemade, probably an apprenticeship project. There's a set of dividers. Second centering head. Very worn 6-inch scale. Tap handle. Little reamer. A few odds and ends taps. A couple stones. And here, what's in here? Ah, an old-fashioned razor. Still has a razor blade in there. I guess everybody wants to look good at work. Well, that was the last drawer. This is MKE Gadgets. Thanks for sticking around for this very long video. I hope you found this interesting. I feel honored that family has given me this treasure as its caretaker. Thank you for viewing, and please subscribe. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.